Imagine waiting. Not for days. Not for months. But for years just to get justice. Now imagine this. India's highest courts are overflowing. Tribunals are operating from hotels. Lawyers struggle to find parking. And more than 93,000 cases are pending in the Supreme Court alone. But suddenly, the Chief Justice of India has launched a massive move. A proposed 50,000 crore rupees judicial infrastructure revolution. Is this the beginning of a new era for Indian justice? Or is it another announcement that may never fully reach the people? Today, we uncover the hidden infrastructure crisis inside India's judiciary and why it affects every Indian citizen. Most people think the biggest problem in Indian courts is delay. But the deeper issue is something far more fundamental. Infrastructure collapse. According to reports, several major tribunals in New Delhi are functioning from temporary buildings and even hotel premises. Think about that carefully. Institutions deciding billion-rupee disputes. Constitutional matters. Tax appeals. Telecom conflicts. Are operating from spaces never designed for judicial functioning. Outside the Supreme Court and Delhi High Court, lawyers and litigants struggle daily. No parking. Traffic congestion. Overcrowded corridors. Inadequate waiting spaces. Poor digital systems. Massive file accumulation. And this is happening in the national capital. Now imagine the condition in smaller towns and district courts across India. Justice delayed is not just a legal issue. It is an economic issue, a psychological issue, a national development issue. When courts are overloaded and under-equipped, businesses lose confidence. Investors hesitate. Families suffer. Property disputes remain unresolved. Criminal trials drag on for decades. And perhaps most dangerously, people begin losing trust in the system itself. By March this year, pending cases in the Supreme Court crossed 93,000. That is among the highest levels seen in decades. Now ask yourself, how can any justice system function efficiently when the physical and digital infrastructure itself is struggling to survive? India has around 22 judges per million people. Compare that with many developed nations. The shortage becomes terrifying. As of February, working judges around 21,000. Sanctioned strength nearly 26,000. That gap alone creates enormous pressure. But even if more judges are appointed, where will they sit? Where will new courts function? Who will build the infrastructure? That is the core issue now exploding into national attention. Now comes the major development. Chief Justice of India Justice Surya Kant has reportedly initiated a powerful step. A Judicial Infrastructure Advisory Committee has been formed to study the condition of courts across India. Its mission? To assess infrastructure requirements nationwide and push for a dedicated government allocation of nearly 40,000 rupee to 50,000 crore rupees for the judiciary. This is not a small administrative decision. This is potentially one of the biggest infrastructure reforms in India's legal history. The committee includes senior judges and top officials from Supreme Court, High Courts, Central Public Works Department. The panel will prepare a comprehensive report on what India's justice delivery system actually needs. And the timing is critical. Because India's economic growth, business confidence, foreign investment, and public trust all depend heavily on judicial efficiency. But here comes the difficult question. Will money alone solve the problem? India has seen many large allocations in different sectors. Yet implementation often becomes the real battlefield. If 50,000 crore rupees is allocated, will district courts improve? Will villages get digital access to justice? Will case management become modern? Will ordinary citizens experience faster justice? Or will bureaucracy consume the momentum? Because infrastructure is not only about buildings. It is about technology, e-filing systems, AI-assisted case tracking, video hearings, data transparency, judge support systems, public accessibility. The future court may not even look like today's courtroom. Tomorrow's judiciary could become digitally integrated, AI-assisted, and highly automated. But only if reform moves beyond announcements. Many young people think court infrastructure has nothing to do with them. That is a mistake. Your future business, your startup, your property rights, your contracts, your safety, your digital freedoms, all depend on the efficiency of the justice system. A weak judiciary slows down an entire nation. A strong judiciary accelerates economic confidence. Countries become powerful not only through highways and airports, but through trust. And trust survives only when justice functions efficiently. India stands at a critical moment. The 50,000 crore rupees judicial infrastructure push could become a historic transformation, a foundation for faster justice, and a turning point for public confidence. Or it could become another unfinished promise buried under delays. The coming years will decide whether India's judiciary enters the future or remains trapped in infrastructure built for the past. One thing is certain. Without strong courts, no democracy can remain truly strong. Do you think 50,000 crore rupees can truly transform India's courts? What reforms do you think are most urgently needed? Comment below. Like this video. Share it with people who care about India's future. And subscribe for deep analysis on law, policy, infrastructure, and national transformation.